Let me ask you a quick question. If I gave you $1,000 today and told you that in 5 years it would still say $1,000 on your bank statement, would you feel like your money is safe? Because here's the truth. Even though the number stays the same, your money is actually losing value every single year. And today I'm going to show you exactly why and how one simple switch to a high-yield savings account can completely change that. I'll also share some of the current interest rates that I found in my research. Now, most people keep their money in one of two places, either a checking account or a regular savings account. These accounts are great for convenience, but not for growth. Right now, the average savings account in the US pays around 0.01% interest. That means if you have $10,000 sitting in your account, you're going to earn just $1 per year. $1. That doesn't even cover your bank charges. So tell me, do you know the interest rate that you're currently getting from your bank? And if you don't know, feel free to pause this video right now and go and check it out. You got it? Now let's talk about something really, really important. Inflation. Inflation simply means that over time things get more and more expensive. So what $100 could buy you last year might cost you 103 or 105 this year. Now here's the problem. If your money is earning 0.01%, but inflation is 2 to 3%, you're actually losing money every single day. Not visibly, but in buying power. For example, inflation in the US right now is 2.4%. And if your savings earn 0.01%, you're losing 2.39% of your money's value every single year. So even though your balance says, say, $10,000, your money is quietly shrinking in what it can actually do for you. But I hear you. Almost every woman that I speak to says the same thing. Right now, you cannot tie up the extra cash that you have diligently saved for that emergency fund or rainy day. You need to be able to access it immediately if needed. This is where high-yield savings accounts come in. These are savings accounts that pay you significantly more interest than traditional savings accounts, with two additional advantages. Number one, your investment doesn't fluctuate with the market. And number two, you have immediate access whenever you need it. And this is how I manage my accounts. Any income that I receive goes immediately into my high-yield savings account so that it can start earning interest right away. And then as I need it, I allocate funds to my checking account to cover basic day-to-day expenses. Right now, some of the best high-yield savings accounts are offering around 3% interest in the US. This is a huge difference compared to 0.01%. Let me put it into perspective. If you have $10,000 saved, at 0.01% you earn about $1 a year. At 3%, you earn about $300 per year. Same money, different outcome. So let's have a look at some of the main US banks and what rates they currently offer for savings. I've looked at 9 different US banks this morning and will share what I found as of today, April 6th, 2026. First, let's look at the biggest bank in the US, and that's Chase, JP Morgan Chase. You can view their interest rates in the PDF in this link over here. Now, before we look at the interest rates, I want you to have a look at the monthly service fee. Many big banks will charge a monthly service fee, although they have ways to avoid the fee. They have different ways to save this. They have different ways that you can save this fee, for example, by having a certain balance in your account. So when you're looking at different options, just be aware of this. If we have a look at the PDF for the interest rates, you can see that Chase's Premier Plus checking account offers 0.01% on any balance, even over $25,000. And they have a basic Chase savings account, which again offers 0.01%, even over 50,000. Let's move on to the next bank, Bank of America. You may have to scroll down to find details about their fees, and the fees for Bank of America are also in a PDF, which you need to enter your zip code to find. And the ones that I see here on the Bank of America website for their standard pricing savings accounts, again, 0.01% interest. They do have various different tiers from gold to platinum to diamond. And with diamond, you can get 0.04% interest rate on their savings accounts. Next, let's look at Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo has two different savings accounts, Way to Save Savings and Platinum Savings, also with 0.01% APY. And next, let's look at Charles Schwab with a slightly better interest rate, but their savings accounts interest rates are 0.15%, so better than the other bigger banks, but still not great. What Schwab does offer is no monthly service fees, so there's no limit to the amount of money you have to have in the bank account in order to qualify for the 0.15% fee. And one other important thing to look at when you're opening up a savings account is to make sure that the bank is FDIC insured. That means that your money up to a maximum of $250,000 is insured should the bank go bankrupt or bust. Then let's have a look at US Bank. This one has an even better interest rate where you can earn up to 3.5% interest rate, but that is only if you have one of these special accounts with at least 25,000 in it. And then I found a few more online banks that offer higher interest rates. The first one is Alliant Credit Union. They offer a savings account with an interest rate of 3.01%. Again, much bigger than your 0.01% in our bigger banks. But let's just check things like their fees. Looks like they have 0 fees for most of your transactions, which is great. The next account I found is Capital One, which offers 3.2% interest rate and is FDIC insured. And this is a great option. There are no fees, no bank fees, no minimums to keep in the account in order to qualify for the savings accounts, and everything is easily done online. The second last bank I want to show you is American Express. American Express is not just a credit card, it also offers a high yield savings account, which currently has 3.2% interest. It is FDIC insured. Everything is done easily online, and there are no monthly fees. The great thing about American Express is that interest is compounded daily, and this is actually better for you. You make more money when interest is calculated on a daily basis versus a monthly basis. And then the last bank I found was Wealthfront, which offers a base rate of 3.3%. And then if you are a new customer, you get an additional 0.6% boost and as an additional 0.25% for clients who have direct deposits with Wealthfront. All right, so now you may be wondering, why don't all banks offer high yield? Well, it's simple. Many big banks clearly don't need to offer high interest rates to maintain their clientele. As consumers, we often stick with what we know instead of putting pressure on our banks to do better. And then not all, but many high yield accounts are offered by online banks, which have much lower overhead costs. So they can pass those savings on to you in the form of higher interest. And when you choose a reputable FDIC insured bank, your money is still safe, always accessible, and it's protected. Your money has one job: to add value by working for you. And even if you're not yet ready to invest in the stock market, there is absolutely no reason your cash should just be sitting still, earning almost nothing, or worse, losing value. A high yield savings account is the perfect place for your emergency fund or your short-term savings or money that you're not yet ready to invest. This is the first step in becoming someone who manages money like the top 1% do. So here is your action step. Take 10 minutes this week. Look up the high yield savings accounts available at your bank and compare it to some of those that I've shared with you today. And when it makes sense, make the switch. You can almost always open the high yield savings account and transfer your money without even leaving your home. And if you're still a bit unsure, just try it for a small amount first. Because small decisions like this, they quietly change your future. And your money should not just sit there, it should grow.